Hi, I'm Sean Hale, and I'm here with Ryan Ghelfi of the Selway-Bitterroot Frank Church Foundation. We've been working with them on a negotiated indirect cost rate agreement. I was just doing a monthly check-in when he shared a piece of news with me that just kind of blew my mind because he has figured out how to take the work that we haven't even finished doing yet. We haven't even officially sent the application into the government yet, but he's already figured out how to use that to leverage more and better reimbursements from his government grants. And so, Ryan, could you share with folks this neat hack that you have? Because I bet a bunch of other organizations could benefit from this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, like Sean said, I work for the Selway-Bitterroot Frank Church Foundation. Our principal government agency that we work with is the United States Forest Service, and all of our grants and agreements, that we have with them, mostly we work on trails on Forest Service lands, keeping them open, among other things. And so, right, there's the de minimis. Did you say de minimis? I never say that right. Is it de minimums, de minimis?
De minimis, yeah.
De minimis, right? There's the 10% rate, which historically our organization um, simply took the 10% indirect rate, but we needed a much higher rate than that for, given the way our organization worked. And so reading through all of our agreements, the language says that yes, you can take 10%, or if you have a rate that's higher than 10%, but below 25%, you don't have to have a NICRA to use that rate. You simply you have to be able to substantiate that rate. So, working with Sean and his team, we were able to build this cost allocation plan to substantiate our real rate. So, I've been able to I've been putting 23% rates on all of our agreements recently, and it makes a huge difference for us. I have a very solid document that I can send, and our grants and agreements folks at the Forest Service will say, hey, can you send us your substantiation? And we have a cost allocation plan that's very, very good. And I simply send it and they say, thank you for that. And, that's the substantiation that I needed. I sleep really well at night knowing that we have that in place. And it made, we're not a huge organization, but going from 10 to 23% really changes the bottom line for us. It's, give or take a $30,000 or $40,000 difference between what we would have had in the past. And it's really what we needed for us to grow and serve our mission and have the impact we're supposed to have. It's honestly night and day, being able to do that even before we do the NICRA, which will happen over the next little bit here.
I love that you figured out a way to start getting the benefits of the work that we're doing together
Hmm.
before I even had any idea that you could do that. So I love that hack. I love that we can share it with people. What kind of mission impact do you figure that this is going to have for you over the next 12 months in terms of just
Yeah.
activities that you're going to be able to do that you might not have been able to do otherwise?
Well, one thing that we're starting this year is a youth program that we're going to bring high school and middle school aged kids into the wilderness to do stewardship work. We're getting into a lot of schools to go talk about what we do, to get kids excited about it, to sign up for these wilderness expeditions. And frankly, like that amount of money funds all of that. I mean, it's not exactly how it works, but like that amount of money that we're able to recoup now. It really allows us to start that program, which my board very I think they gave me a little bit of rope and said, yep, go for it. And we were able to hire a new person this year to help start that program up. And you know having having this more correct indirect rate makes that possible. Without that, it would have been a pretty bad risk to take to try to do this new program. And I think, 10 years from now, we're going to look back and it's going to be a huge impact on, hundreds of kids' lives, no doubt about it.
Excellent, excellent. And just to be clear, the reimbursement that you're getting, it's to pay for administrative indirect
Yeah,
costs, but
totally.
because you're no longer
Mm,
pulling unrestricted funds to pay for those,
yes.
because the actual government is paying for the stuff for the program, the full cost of its program, then that money that otherwise you would have had to divert, you can now put into programs. Is that
Yes.
correct?
So, historically with a 10% indirect rate, like, we raise a good amount of private money every year. And essentially all of that money, had to get subsidizing is a weird way of putting it, but it was making it so that we could keep doing this program work that we are doing and historically have historically done, but we couldn't do anything else really. Like we didn't raise enough unrestricted money to go do other things. So yes, yeah, it's not like that higher indirect rate isn't directly paying for this new program. It's making it so our private unrestricted funds can go and do that. Um, it's always a funny way of looking at it, but that's exactly how it does work and should work. And honestly, it's the whole thing is going to benefit everybody, both the agency and us. Especially, I can see in the long run how big of a benefit it's going to have.
Excellent, excellent. I got to figure out how to go take a hiking trip up in the Rockies
Yeah.
as
Yes,
soon as
you do. You
possible.
got come up north this summer, July, August, really, the mosquitoes are a lot less prevalent in August and even September is really good. So yeah, we'd love to have you.
Great, Ryan. Well, thank you very, very much. And especially, yeah, this is a big hack. I think it's going to help a lot of organizations
Yeah.
really be able to appropriately fund their administrative and indirect costs, which then frees up things for the rest of their mission. So thank you very much.
Awesome.